let's make orange cream cake. So I was inspired to make this cake from Wicked Confections on Instagram. When I saw sis make this cake, I knew I had to make it. All right, so I've mixed my flour, baking soda, baking powder, and salt together with my whisk. Now, this recipe calls for you to have 4 eggs. They need to be at room temperature, and a good baking tip for you is to put your eggs, if you haven't left them out, put them in a bowl of hot water, let them sit for 5 minutes, and you got warm eggs, right? We're gonna let this butter and sugar mix for about 3 to 4 minutes until it's nice and creamy. Okay, and so once our mixed butter and sugar is together, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of some really good vanilla, and then we're gonna add our 4 eggs to this. And then here comes the hard part, the muscle part. We're gonna zest 2 large oranges into our mixture. Get ready. Okay, so now we're gonna add a 1/2 cup of fresh squeezed orange juice from those oranges I just zested into a cup of buttermilk. I'm gonna whisk that really good. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna alternate flour, milk, flour, milk, flour. You wanna make sure flour is the last thing. You do this 3 times. We're gonna mix it all together. All right, now we're gonna get our prepared greased and floured pans. Make sure with cakes, if you're not using parchment paper, when you spray them down, make sure you also then flour your pan. That way your cakes won't stick. But look at that, isn't that gorgeous? Now we're gonna put these into our pans, even distribution, and bake it for 350, no, bake it. All right, we make our cakes even. So we use our offset spatula to evenly spread out our cake batter. Old school tip. Drop it to flatten it. All right, so we're gonna put these in the oven at 350 degrees for about, let's see, 25, 30 minutes, depending on your oven. I'm probably gonna put these at 27, all right? All right, so while the cake bakes, we're gonna make our custard. And so we're gonna take 1/2 of our 2 cups of milk, and we're gonna put it in our pan to warm, not boil, with a 1/2 cup of sugar. Okay, we're gonna put that in there. We're gonna whisk that around a little bit. We want it to get warm because after that, we're gonna add our 4 egg yolks to this as well as the cornstarch and get our custard ready. Yay. Put that orange zest in there. Okay, so now we're gonna put our orange custard, zest custard in a bowl, and we're going to let this cool down in the refrigerator until it's set so we can put it in between the layers of our cooled cake. Look at that, those are gorgeous. But we're gonna give them another 2 minutes to cook. Okay, so we've let our custard sit for a while, and we're gonna lay it down on our cake, first layer. Oh my gosh, I wish you guys could smell this. It smells so good. Now keep in mind that the recipe calls for full whole milk. I use 2% milk because my family has some lactose intolerant issues. So if you use 2% milk, know that your custard is going to be a little light, but it's still going to taste fantastic. So for our glaze, we're going to use a cup of confectioner's sugar, 2 tablespoons of orange juice, and some orange zest. And we're going to mix that up real good, and we're going to let this slide down the side of our cake. Okay, so let's place our second layer on top. And it's okay if this drips on the side because this is gonna get eaten anyway. Let's go ahead and drizzle some of our cake on our glaze. Woohoo! This is gonna be delicious. Okay, it's not quite like what Wicked Confections did, but hey, we're gonna let this sit in the refrigerator for a while and we're gonna eat it anyway. Okay, let's cut into this beautiful piece of cake. Ah, look at that. She's gorgeous. I'm just gonna beautiful. Okay, because I'm greedy and I can't wait for this cake to set. Let's go ahead and take a bite. Oh my. Oh, this is a beautiful cake. All right, go ahead and grab the recipe down in the post. Happy Black History Month. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch my video. And remember, if you make this cake, please send us a picture of it. We'd love to see what your sweet treat looks like. Bye.